All right, so making your way onto your back. You're gonna pull your knees into your chest and just rock a little side to side. Let's take a few moments. There's no rush in making your way down. You can also circle the knees. If you're circling, you can go both directions. And then keeping your right knee hugged into the chest, let your left leg go long down the mat. And circle your right ankle. And circle it the other way. Relax your foot and open your right knee out to the right. So you're getting maybe an inner thigh stretch here. You can keep holding on with both arms, or if you prefer, you can let go of your left arm as you open that right knee to the right. So you might feel a little inner thigh stretching here. And then cross that right knee all the way over to the other side into a twist. So right knee goes over to the left. Be really gentle here. We've just begun. Opening that right arm maybe into a cactus or a T position. And just holding for a few deep breaths. You don't have to push. And then making your way back to center. Pulling that right knee back towards the chest. Feel free to stay right here if that's what your body needs or wants. If you'd like a little bit of core work here, you can lift the shoulders and the head off the ground. You're also welcome to float your left leg, maybe a couple of feet off the mat. Final option would be to reach your arms forward. So trying to keep the hips relatively square. So the tendency here is to kind of crunch up that right side body. See if you can be even on both sides. Press your low back to the ground. 2 more breaths. And then pull your left knee back into the chest. Relax your shoulders, relax your head. We'll keep the left knee in this time. Let the right leg go long down the mat. Circle your left ankle. Circle the other direction. Relax your foot and open your left knee out to the left. So you get maybe an inner thigh opening here. You can keep holding onto the leg with both arms, or you can release your right arm so that you might be able to go a little further, a little deeper. And then finding your twist, left knee is going to cross over to the right. Left arm out into a cactus or a T position. And again, don't force it. It's still really early. Making your way back to center, hugging that left knee into the chest. Feel free to stay right here, or if you'd like, lift your shoulders and your head off the ground. Maybe you float that right leg a foot or two off the mat. Maybe reach those arms forward as you push your low back into the ground. So feeling your abs if you want. Jaw is relaxed. Again, as always, if you want to make it harder, you just lift higher. Push the low back down, pull the belly in. And then right knee pulls in, relax your shoulders and your head, rocking side to side, hugging the shins in. Setting up for some bridging. Bringing your feet down to the mat, feet 4 to 6 inches apart. Ankles are underneath the knees, just about. Arms alongside the body. Going into some articulated bridges with our arms. So on your exhale, as you tuck your pelvis and peel your spine off the mat, bone by bone towards a bridge, you'll reach your arms up to the sky and then all the way back and overhead until the backs of the hands touch the mat. So when you reach the top, hips are up, backs of the hands are touching the ground. You inhale at the top and pause there for a second. And then as you exhale, spine lowers down bone by bone and arms also lower down until the palms of the hands are touching the mat near your legs. Inhale at the bottom and just relax. Exhale, peel your way up. So keep going here at your own pace. You're moving on your exhales and you're holding top and bottom on your inhales. Work on really coordinating that movement so that your pelvis and your arms kind of reach the top or the bottom at the same time, which means the arms need to move at a faster speed than your torso. Next time you're up in your bridge, go ahead and pause. You're going to keep the legs, but lower your arms alongside the body so you can have the support of the arms pushing into the mat. Start to squeeze your glutes, push down into that right heel, and then lift your left leg up like you're taking a step or a march. And then lower your left leg down, push down into that left heel, lift that right leg up. And just keep alternating here. Try not to move your pelvis. If this is too much, you can lower your pelvis down a little so that you're not in that full bridge when you're doing these marches. So making sure your back feels safe. It should be your glutes doing a ton of work here. Start to even yourself out. So you've done the same right to left. Once you're even, lower that spine down. Press your low back into the mat and lift your legs up to tabletop. So with the low back down, tabletop legs, hands come to the fronts of the thighs. Push your hands into your legs, legs into your hands. So you should feel your core really firing up here. Shoulders away from the ears, jaw is soft. And release, relax. One more time. Tabletop legs, low back pushes down into the ground, hands to the thigh. Push the hands into the legs, legs into the hands. And relax. From here, go ahead and either roll over to come up to seated or rock your way up to seated. For a nice comfortable seat, we're going to meditate for just 2 or 3 minutes. And just make sure you find a position where you can find stillness. You could also stay on your back if you prefer. Maybe you're sitting on something to give yourself some height. Once you've found your seat, maybe roll your shoulders back a few times and let the shoulders settle down. Notice the weight of the sits bones grounded and see if the weight can be even here, right to left. then begin to focus on your breath. See if you can slow the breath just a tiny bit. So as we move through our practice today, we're going to focus on letting go, whatever that means for you. Letting go of things you can't control, or letting go of a stressor, whatever it is. And so if you'd like here for our starting meditation, as you inhale in your mind, you might say the word let. And as you exhale in your mind, you might say the word go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Let go. One more minute here. Feeling free to keep your eyes closed. But start to find some motion in the neck by rotating the head no. Just turning the head right to left. And then nodding the head yes. And then bringing one ear towards the shoulder, lateral flexion, side stretch of the neck. And then gently lifting up and over, other ear towards the shoulder. Very gentle here, side to side. And then finding center. Take a nice deep inhale, fill your body. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. Again, deep inhale. And let it out. Go ahead and open up your eyes. And let's find hands and knees. Wrists come underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips, going right into cow and cat. So as you inhale, cow pose, chest forward, tailbone up, stretch your belly. Exhale, round your back, tuck your pelvis, cat. Inhaling cow and exhaling cat. Keep going, follow your breath. And then finding a nice neutral spine. Float your right knee off the mat and draw some circles with that right knee, getting into your hip. Keeping your elbows straight. Circle the other way. And then stretch that right leg back behind you. As you inhale, lift the right leg up towards the sky and take a slight back bend. So you're going kind of into a cow, but be mindful of your back, so don't hurt your back. So foot goes up, chest pulls forward. Exhale, round your back, tuck your chin, pull the knee to the chest. Inhale, stretch that right leg back and then up, chest pulls forward. Exhale, round. Couple more times here, follow your breath. And then letting that go, bringing that right knee back to the mat. Wag your tail. And we'll find the second side. So hip circles first. You'll float that left knee, circle the left knee, getting into that hip. Shoulder blades stay down the back, jaw is relaxed. And go the other way. And then stretching that left leg back behind you. Same thing here. As you inhale, chest lifts, leg lifts, slight back bend here. Exhale, round the back knee to chest, pull the belly in. Inhale, lengthen and lift, back bend. Exhale, round. Keep going, follow your breath. And then letting that go. Bringing the knee back to the mat. From hands and knees, inhale that right arm up to the sky, open the chest, rotate. Exhale, thread your right arm underneath your left. Bring the right shoulder and ear down to the mat. You can stay right there. Or you can play with that left arm. Maybe the left hand walks towards the front of the mat. Or you can wrap that left arm behind the back. Whatever feels good here. And clench that jaw, smooth out that breath. Go ahead and unwind, make your way back to hands and knees. And then switching sides, inhale your left arm up, open up. Exhale, thread your left arm underneath, bring that left shoulder and ear down to the ground. And again, you can stay right there, or you can walk that right hand to the front of the mat or wrap the arm behind the back. And then make your way back to hands and knees. Walk those hands forward just a little bit, so slightly ahead of the shoulders. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. First down dog here, go ahead and pedal out your feet or sway the hips. Just move in whatever way feels good. All right, go ahead and bend both of your knees. We're going into a crouching tiger. So knees bent, spine is really long here. So it's just a really bent knee down dog. So your torso is moving towards your thighs. Heels are off the ground, arms are really reaching. So find that length in that torso. Then as you exhale, shift forward to a plank. Inhale, bend those knees, hips go up and back. Crouching tiger. Exhale, plank. Keep going at your own pace here. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to. So if it feels like too much, skip it, no problem. Next time you're in that plank, go ahead and hold. Feel free to lower your knees down. And then bend those elbows back, chaturanga. Lowering all the way down onto your belly. Go ahead and swoop your hands back behind you and interlace your fingers. This can be small to start, so you don't have to overdo it. Inhale, pull the shoulder blades together, lift the chest, lift the arms, lift the legs, locust pose. And release. Switch the interlacing of the fingers so the other pinky is on top. Just one more back bend here. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the chest, lift the legs. And release. Maybe shimmy your hips gently side to side. And then prop yourself up onto your elbows for a Sphinx pose. Elbows are under the shoulders, arms are parallel. Take some head circles here. Circle the other way. And then finding center. We're going to stretch our chest out here, one arm or one chest at a time. So from your Sphinx, go ahead and lower back down to your mat and stretch your right arm out to the side. You can do one of two things. You can either take the arm into a T position so that right wrist is in line with that right shoulder, Or you can bend the elbow into a cactus arm. So as we go, you might decide to adjust to the other position. Just depends on your body. So the right arm is out to the side, either bent or straight. Right cheek comes down towards the mat. So you're looking to the left. Left hand pushes down into the ground like you're going to do a push-up or a cobra. You're going to start to roll. So you're sort of turning to your left onto your side so that you can start to stretch that right arm, that right chest and shoulder. Now, if you're not feeling a stretch, the initial thing you might want to try is just activating that right arm. So you can let the right shoulder head or the right part of the chest sort of lift off of the mat. That's okay. But then push down that right palm into the ground. So that activating action of pushing downward should help find more stretch. If that's not working for you, then adjust that arm position. Maybe you try the cactus or maybe you try straightening. Some of you might be able to really roll really far. Some of you might still be kind of halfway on your belly, halfway on your side. Doesn't matter, just whatever feels good for your body today. So it doesn't have to look any specific way, as long as you're getting a stretch around the right chest or the right shoulder. Another thing you can do to adjust the stretch is change kind of the height of the arm or the angle of kind of the upper arm. So it can lift up higher or lower, and that'll change the stretch. Go ahead and let that go. Make your way back to center, and then you'll try out the other side. So left arm out either into a T or a cactus arm. This side might need something different than the other. Bending that right elbow so the right hand is down to the ground. You're looking to the right. You'll start to turn to the right so that you can stretch that left side. The same thing here. It is okay for that left shoulder not to touch the ground. It might not be down, or the right part of the chest might not be completely down. That's totally fine. You can activate by pushing downward with that left arm, and you can change the position of the arm to adjust the stretch. Couple more breaths. Go ahead and release, coming back to center. Placing the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, cobra pose, chest lifts. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just a couple of breaths here in dog. And then inhale your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrists, step the foot forward, lunge. Go ahead and pause here for a few moments. And then gently lower that left knee down to the mat. Feel free to fold the mat to pad up the knee or grab a blanket, towel, something to give that knee some padding. Left hand stays down to the ground. Right hand finds your right thigh. You can gently push into your thigh and rotate to the right. Option to stay right here. So if this feels good, stay here, no problem, enjoy. If you'd like, you can bend your back knee and reach back and grab a hold of the foot with that right hand. So getting a bit of a quad stretch, just an option, only if it feels good. Releasing that foot if you have it. Start to walk your hands back as you straighten your right leg. Half splits. Manasana, straightening that right leg, flexing that right foot, finding that hamstring stretch. Go ahead and rebend that right knee. Plant those hands. Lift that back knee off the ground and either step back to down dog or flow through vinyasa. We'll meet in down dog in a couple of breaths. And then finding our second side from down dog. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, step the foot forward. Finding that lunge and just pausing in the lunge for a few breaths. And then lowering that back knee down to the mat. Left hand comes to your left thigh. Gently push into the thigh as you rotate to the left. Feel free to stay right there. Or if you want, you can bend your back knee and reach back and grab a hold of the foot. Gently release the foot if you have it. And start to straighten out your front leg. That hamstring stretch, walking the hands back, flexing that left foot. All right, go ahead and rebend that front knee, walk those hands forward. Tuck those back toes, lift the back knee, take a vinyasa or skip it. We'll meet in down dog in a couple of breaths. From down dog, bend your knees, look between the hands, step, hop, or walk to the front of the mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, arms sweep up, reaching tall. Exhale, hands to your heart. Releasing the arms. And shifting your weight into your left leg. We're going into a balance. So if you need the wall or a chair, find it. So weight shifts into the left leg. We'll go ahead and bend that right knee. And grab a hold of the right foot. It's up to you where you want to hold. We're going into dancer or dancer variation. So you can hold on the inside or the outside of the foot, whatever feels good for you. So first, just finding that kind of quad stretch. If you have a strap and would prefer to do it with a strap, you could loop the foot and hold on there. Or you can just bend the knee and not grab the foot if that's too much for your knee to bend a lot. Left arm reaches up if you'd like. And then you'll begin to kick the foot into the hand as you hinge forward, letting your torso come forward, finding a slight back bend, kicking the foot up and back, hinging forward from the hip, but opening the chest. A couple more breaths. And then slowly making your way back to center. Releasing, shake it off. And then finding that on your second side. So weight's shifting into that right leg. You'll bend your left knee and grab a hold of the foot. Again, you can use a strap. You can grab the foot wherever you'd like. Just make it work for you. You're totally welcome to stay here. Or if you'd like, right arm reaches up. You could stay there. Or begin to kick that left foot into your left hand as you hinge forward with the torso and open the chest. And then slowly make your way back to center. Release and shake it off. And then you're going to turn sideways. Let's turn sideways on our mat. So taking the legs wide. Toes are out, heels are in. Take your time. Keep shaking it off if you need to. Then bend your knees, take your hands to your thighs. You can let your torso lean forward here. And then let your right shoulder dip forward and twist a little here, rotating, looking to the left. And then switch, left shoulder dips forward, twisting, looking to the right. One more time each side, right shoulder dips. And left shoulder dips. And then back to center. Keeping those knees bent, but start to bring your pelvis kind of underneath you and lift your chest. So you're now kind of in a goddess-like position or horse pose. Relax your arms in front of your body. And then inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bend the knees and release the arms down. Inhale as you straighten the legs, lift the arms, and exhale as you bend. So keep going at your own pace here. It can be really smooth, moving with the breath, or you can also move with a little oomph. So when you exhale, you can just let everything go and have a little bounce. So whichever you prefer, it's up to you. You can do a bit of both. The next time your legs are straight and your arms are up, go ahead and pause. And then just try and reach those hands as high as you can. Stretching, stretching, stretching. Take a nice deep inhale. And then exhale out the mouth, release the arms. All right, from here, we're going into side angle, turning your right toes to face the short edge of the mat. Turn your left foot so it's parallel to the short edge of the mat. And then bend your right knee. So warrior two for just a second. And then bring your right elbow to your right thigh. And reach that left arm overhead, side angle. If you have another variation of side angle you'd like to take, like taking a half bind or bringing your hand all the way down, or a full bind, welcome to take whatever variation works for you. Really finding length along the left side body. And then lifting yourself all the way up, relax the arms, straighten out your right leg. Right toes will turn to face the long edge of the mat, so that right foot is now parallel to the short edge. Left foot turns to face the short edge. Side angle on the other side. So first just warrior two for a second, bending that left knee. And then bringing your left elbow to your thigh. Right arm into that side stretch. Or again, feeling free to find whatever variation you like. The side might be a little different than the other side. And go ahead and lift yourself back up. Relax the arms, straighten out the left leg. Moving to a wide-legged forward fold. So turn your left toes to face that long edge of the mat. So all 10 toes are facing one direction. Go ahead and fold forward. Hands find the mat or blocks or your feet, whatever's comfortable. And just allow yourself to feel the stretch. Walk your hands over to one foot, doesn't matter which one. And just get a little extra stretch on that side for a few breaths. And then walk on over to the other side. Just a couple extra breaths. And then back to center. Just holding in the middle for a few more breaths. And then strong legs, really pushing down into the feet, come all the way up to stand. You can pull your heel toe your legs in, or you can bend your knees and hop your legs together once you're up, doesn't matter. And then come to the front of your mat. From the front of the mat, inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, plant those hands, step your way back. Either flow through a vinyasa or skip it. We'll meet in down dog in a couple of breaths. From down dog, we're moving to pigeon or a pigeon variation. So you always have options if pigeon doesn't work for you. So pulling your right knee forward towards your right wrist and your right foot goes to the left. Gently release that right leg down. Left leg can stay long and shimmy back as you sit into that right hip. Or if you want, let your weight shift further to the right and then bend your left knee back behind you if that feels more accessible. Or if you prefer flipping onto your back to take a figure four, that's totally fine as well. So your pigeon variation or hip stretch doesn't matter as long as it works for you. You can be up on your hands or down on your forearms. Just finding a place where you can start to soften. You might start to come back to that mantra. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Slowly start to lift up, planting those hands. You can either scoot your way back towards hands and knees or down dog or whatever position you'd like to kind of release and shake it off for a few moments. And then to find the other side, you can move from down dog or really any position you'd like. Left knee goes towards the left wrist. Left foot goes to the right. Really gentle as you lower the shin down and shimmy that right leg back. And again, you do have the option to bend that right knee behind you. It's a little bit less intense on the legs, or find a figure four or whatever other hip stretch you'd like. From your position, you can be up on your hands or down on your forearms. Letting yourself soften deeper into the mat. Slowly lifting up and making your way back to hands and knees or down dog to just shake it off for a few moments. And then wherever you are, go ahead and walk your feet towards the front of the mat so you can find a Malasana. Feet go about as wide as the mat, toes slightly out, heels in, bend your knees. We're only here for a few moments. And then release those hips down to find seated. Hands go behind you, fingers face out to the side. Push down into the hands, reverse tabletop. You can keep your chin tucked, or if you prefer, you can drop your head back, whatever you'd like. 3 deep breaths. Release the hips down. Reach your arms forward, round your back, articulate your spine all the way down, bone by bone, using your core. Once you're at the bottom, setting up for a bridge, so bending the knees a little more so the ankles are under the knees. Tuck that pelvis and peel the spine up. 2 options here, well, many options. You can really do whatever you want. If you'd like, you might take your hands by your shoulders, your fingers face your shoulders, and your palms come down so your elbows are up to the sky, almost like you're going to go into a wheel, or just like you're going to go into a wheel, but you don't need to go into a wheel. Just get that forearm stretch. Or interlace your fingers behind the back and squeeze those shoulder blades together to lift the chest a little more. And then gently releasing your arms, releasing your spine, and finding a happy baby. Pulling the knees towards the armpits, grabbing a hold of the feet or the ankles or the shins, wherever you can grab. And you can be still or you can rock. And then making your way towards center. Take a nice deep inhale, fill up. Exhale out the mouth. Release the legs, release the arms to find your Shavasana, your final resting pose. Take a few moments to get comfortable. And you can either just let yourself be, or if you'd like, you can come back to that mantra. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Let go. Slowly deepen your breath. Bring awareness back into your body. Find any movements that you'd like. And when you're ready, bend the knees to roll over to one side. And press your way up to seated. Any seat you'd like. Spine long, shoulders soft. Bring your palms to touch and thank yourself for taking time to take care of your mind and your body. Namaste.